to protect your soul.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number. Fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. conversation within. Mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Connect the dots straight to the start of intoxicating want. Lingering touch, these soft words whispered in the dark. Set my heart on fire.
Ooh, what's up, peeps and players? I think that's a Bro Freshco server. Anyways, welcome to the SLE stream. Today we've got a game, SG Intelligence versus Altera Astaroth. I have my boy Mick is here, casting
Hi.
the games alongside me. Now, tell me, these two teams, this is the second round of play-ins. What can we expect from both of these rosters?
Well, definitely a high performance game. Both of these teams have won their first round. And so far, in the games between two of the first round winners, they have been quite bangers, especially the Black Manta versus Runtime, that we were there as well. And it was an absolutely crazy game. These two, it feels like very evenly matched as well. And really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at two of these teams here, are there any individuals from both rosters that you are looking out for to step up today?
Well, as we are having the same team close out the week again here, as we have SGI again, as in the last game of the round. So, just as I said last week, it's Kami. I'm really looking at the SGI star AD carry. He popped off last time. We There was also a great play by their substitute support player Slime, but Slime won't be playing today. So, as well as their jungler won't be playing as well. So it's really on I'd say Kami and the mid laner Sam to step up in these little bit more difficult times when some of their main players are missing, when they are facing a strong team. So yeah, they need to step up and they need to be the ones to carry the team in difficult situation. On the other hand, we have Altera Astaroth and again. Split one SLE champion Arvid in their jungle. Last time he faced last time, and he absolutely popped off on Diana.
Yeah.
This time he's facing a more stiffer competition. I'm really looking forward to see how he will perform, as well as their top laner Kevin, best SSD. Last time he was on Ornn duty and still absolutely popped off, I would say. Really looking forward to see him as well.
Yeah. I mean, so if anyone hasn't seen the articles that yourself, Mikas, have been releasing, you released before the start of the split some power rankings. Altera Astaroth, you rated them number 6, which is pretty high. This is 6 overall, and you rated them just under runtime. So, I mean, play-ins aside, what can we expect from this roster throughout the whole split?
Well, before the plane started, and overall, I was really looking forward to see SG Intelligence play. I find them a dangerous team. Me and you are playing for and are the defending SLE champions. Tap on our own shoulders. But yeah, SG Intelligence was one of the teams I really was looking out for, because they seemed very strong, and in their first game against CCG Theta Dragons, they annihilated them, and not only through like mechanics. It was an absolute macro and like intelligence annihilation. And on the other side, Altera Astaroth, they are such a strong team as well. They were playing in City of Progress finals, and coming in the SLE, they had some roster changes, but the players they added and the players that are playing so far for them, I find the players to be very, very strong. Arvid is always a dangerous jungler to face. He has had some difficulties with his teams that he has tried out for and played for, but individually he's an excellent player. So both of these teams, in the long run, I would expect to go all the way to last rounds of SLE finals.
Wow.
Not finals, playoffs. SLE playoffs.
SLE playoffs, right. So, well, big words from I mean, I would say the SLE expert, but yeah, 2 teams that we're sort of expecting to reach high levels of playoffs, which, you know, if we're coming into play-ins, we've seen, I mean, we started to kind of see the separation between who's going to claim the Division 1 spot and who's going to claim the Division 2 spots. Now stepping away more so from these 2 teams playing today, would you say there are like definite Division 1 teams that you've seen in play-ins?
Yes, exactly. I would say, yeah, SG Intelligence is definite. I said say they are absolute definite Division 1 team. Reef Esports as well. Gucci is already waiting there. Black Manta struggled against Runtime, but I think we're gonna see them there at the end of the tournament. And yeah, just as I mentioned, Runtime. That is, how much is it? That's 6 teams I mentioned.
Yeah.
And Division 1 is gonna have 7 teams. So the last spot is up for grabs. It's really between Altera, Astaroth, both Altera teams actually, Eternal Blizzard, Primordials also looked good in round 1, struggled in round 2. Maybe they are going to end up in Division 2. CCG Row, currently playing in the CWL finals, also such a strong team. This is going to be such a stacked Division 1. And the teams that I'm going to miss out are going to be up there in the top of Division 2.
Yep. And actually, we're both players for Good Chi, the defending champions, as said. Tap on the shoulder for that one. But going from a little bit of a biased perspective here, who are the teams that you think are going to be able to challenge us the most?
Well, throughout the last season, actually, even before they dropped out, Reef looked to be very strong. We are holding a winning record against Reef, as we have defeated them in our only game we have ever played them.
Mhm.
But they are definitely a team I'm really looking out for. Especially in regular season, as we know how scary is regular season Dutch.
Yep, definitely.
Other than that, CCG Row is, I would say, I in my preseason article, I predicted them to start strong and maybe fall off a little bit at the end of the split. But from what I've seen, this team is just going upwards. They're not just riding on their cocktails and winning right now. They are getting better and better day by day. That's a team I'm really really looking out to as well. And of course, our boys Runtime, Vian, and the squad. As long as they can keep their roster together, they have some veteran talent. They have some solid young rookies. Last playoffs, they took a game from us, and in game
Yeah, they
three,
did.
we required quite a performance from you yourself on the Corki, if I remember correctly, like 21 kills or something ridiculous
Yeah.
like that. So Runtime, I feel like getting only stronger.
Hmm.
I'm thinking we might face them in playoffs. And last but not the least, I want to note one dark horse. Eternal Blizzard is putting up some roster changes. They might have a very interesting roster as well. And Shikyorin is very strong AD carry. Kim Jensen is a rookie and has struggled a little bit with the first games of the split, but he looks to be adapting and scaling. And I think he's going to be there as well as the CCG's ex-CCG star top laner. As long as Mickey Darko gets Gnar or Gangplank, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Awesome. Now, Dread, can I check how far away are we to draft? Right, so there are a few technical difficulties right now with creating the lobbies. As we know, it is a big, difficult task, especially for us talented gamers, right? But I mean, I have a final question for you, Mikis. If one of these teams is going to take it today, who do you have your money on?
That's a good question, Adrian. Before this, in my article, in my preview, I predicted SG Intelligence to win, but that was when I didn't know about these little bit of roster issues and swaps that they have had in this past week. The jungler, Kirin, was what I would call a mastermind behind their macro, from what I've heard. So missing him is absolutely critical, as well as basically that, and so that part itself will equalize this matchup so much. So I will still go with SG Intelligence, but much closer than I expected it first to be. But if Altera Astrath is about to bring out an upset, it will be behind our co-caster and big name in SLE corridors, Arvid Paranite on his jungle picks.
Yeah, and Fnatic member. We should definitely add that to one of his titles. Make sure everyone in the chat to buy one. So we are moments away from starting the draft, I'm looking forward to this one. What can we expect in the drafting from these teams?
So we have a couple of big picks for these teams. If you check out Kevin Best SSD's match history, I have only one word: Orn. Orn, Orn everywhere.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they also have a Mad Knight in mid lane. That's a good friend of Rengo's. And yep, here we go. That's Orn first ban
There's the
by
Orn.
SGI. They have done some research on it, as well as AD carry targeting by Alter Astaroth, really
Yep.
paying respect to Kami. And so basically solo lanes targeted by SGI, AD carry pools targeted
Wow. Yeah.
by SGI, and we see some really classic SLE picks here with the Trundle and
Yeah.
some sort
These
Aatrox.
are some classic SLE picks. I believe they did the draft beforehand, and they're not picking in draft order because obviously we see. Well, I mean, I could be wrong. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
I'm right. Yeah, because as you saw, LeBlanc was picked into RA. This is not good for LeBlanc, but as I said, this was picked beforehand. We don't know the draft order, but I think also why the draft is being ran through pretty quickly. But yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, some classic SLE picks here. I mean, I would even start classifying Aatrox as one of the classic SLE picks, right? We do see that very often. So Aatrox, Jarvan, Shen, Trundle for like vintage SLE champion. And I think just looking at both team compositions here, you look at this red side team comp, it's like, I think they are difficult to kill. They will cause a lot of chaos, but there is definitely a substantial lack of damage. Whereas if you look on the, when you look on the blue side here, it's more straightforward. It's more simple to execute. I think it's a lot easier to play. Your damage is not that hard to pull off, because Lucian Nami, very simple bot lane. It doesn't take much to pull it off correctly. And if you are a better bot laner than your opponents, it's twice as effective. RA Jarvan, pretty straightforward. It's a lot easier to play 2v2s in comparison to Trundle LeBlanc. And then obviously, I mean, Shen is pretty piss simple, but I mean, I don't think Aatrox is too complicated either. So yeah, I mean, who have you favored in with these two drafts?
These two drafts, I feel like, are mirroring each other so well, but I would have to give. It's a classic tale of, I would say, early game against the late game. If the game is ending before 30 minutes, then blue side has the advantage, and contrary, if it's gonna go past 30 minutes, then the red side has the lead with the Yumi and with the Trundle, with the Ezreal's damage and things like that. But overall in SLE, I usually favor the late game draft as long as the late game draft has some tools to get them through the early game. We saw in Primordials versus CCG Theta Draconis. Primordials drafting 5 scaling champions. And Amumu jungle is something that I would call the scaling champion. They get absolutely run over, not even close. They had no moment in the game when they could fight or had any priority on lanes. I like it. I like this by Alter Astaroth. They have some playmaking. LeBlanc, absolutely. Trundle also a good early game champion. So yeah, I feel like they're gonna be able to match this, and as long as they play it correctly, they have the advantage in this game.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I think well, I mean, I'm expecting this bot lane here to be sort of like the main focus for both teams. You have on one side a bot lane that wants to play aggressive, and then on the other side, one bot lane that kind of plays passive. There's not much pushing potential, and I think if you are on the blue team here, there's a lot of dive angles, honestly, against Ezreal Yumi. I mean, the only case is can you get mid priority? Ari is a good matchup into LeBlanc, but that's not saying LeBlanc cannot does not have angles to outplay the Ari in certain scenarios. But I mean, in terms of if this game does get to the late game, because basically you could almost say neither team has a solid late game champion. I guess maybe Ezreal. But
Yumi.
yeah, Ezreal. Yeah, I mean, I guess in that sense you would give the late game over to the red team here.
But it's not by much, right?
Not by much. And it's like I think the problem I see with this red side draft is this LeBlanc is very out of place. Is all. It's gonna be tough for her to get into fights without getting cancelled or let's say Ari hits a charm on LeBlanc midway through her combo, she is just dead. There's not much she can do, and as a LeBlanc player myself, this is one of those games where you're kind of telling yourself, I'm gonna have to be using my W more for utility, when ideally you'd want to use it more for damage. So, yeah, it's gonna be hard for LeBlanc, and I'm very interested to see how Mr. Mad Knight will pull this off. As I do have been told he is a fantastic mid laner. So yeah, he's even got Ignite, so he wants to take this matchup straight to Samville. Ballsy indeed. I myself have seen a certain mid laner attempt a Ignite, and it's one of those things, right? If you pull it off, if you get that kill, it's massive value. But if you don't find any angles or scenarios where you can use it, the enemy mid laner just has so much more control over the lane than you do, just from TP. So,
are you referring to one of last SLE split's most notable names in Team Evolution, Yeon? And he's Ignite LeBlanc, facing you multiple times, I think.
No. I don't think he did Ignite LeBlanc once. That one went well, but I meant in the final series, he ran Ignite all 3 games. No, all 4 games, sorry. And
no, 3 games. I remember only 3.
Oh, is it 3? Okay. Yeah, well, and I just know when you play like TP into Ignite, obviously you have a lot less kill pressure, but then it's like, oh no, I feel like even if you do get solo killed, you just die and then TP back, and it's like they're low HP now. They can't find an angle to reset, so then you can just pressure the lane. So yeah.
We are live here.
Yep. Cool. Right. Do we think anything cool is going to happen this early?
Doesn't look to be like that. I wanted to note one thing. Cammy and Telto is running this famously aggressive lane dominant Lucian Nami lane. I'm usually quite skeptical about players' ability to pull out this lane, unless your name is Gumayushi and Karia. But these mid line, these bot liners, especially with Cammy, how good he has looked so far, I give him a shot. I'll see what they can do before saying that this might be too ambitious of a lane for them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we will see. I think. I mean, if you are picking this in a competitive game, it's usually the case that you have practiced this, you are comfortable in it. Wow, I do want to point out, the thing with this LeBlanc matchup, right?
Yeah, LeBlanc looks like a little bit bully.
You do pretty much lose at every point in the lane. At level 6, Ari has more dashes than you. However, if you are LeBlanc here, there is a certain way to win it, and it requires you to be, how do I say, kind of like trade HP for mana in a sense. I think Ari's mana pool in the early phase. Oh my god! Wait a minute. Holy.
Lucian dashing in with electrocute from Nami gets a little bit of a trade on the Yumi, but it's not gonna be too much since Yumi is gonna go right into the Israel and heal.
Yeah. Oh, he seems to be playing ball in.
It's gonna be flash forced from Israel already. Oh, this is so huge for this Lucian Nami lane as once they start dominating, and if Israel cannot approach the lane, as we can see now with both summoners blown already, it's gonna be very hard. But Arvid is top lane. Oatmilk Sipper is gonna play defensively enough. Will this be flashed down by Kevin SSD? It will, it lands, and it's gonna force Aatrox to flash out as well. Flash in top lane, successful gank from Arvid.
Oh my.
And it's gonna be diver bot lane. Action continues. Israel is gonna somehow survive and get out of this gank. Action all over the map.
Action all over the map indeed, and it seems like it's no kills, but just a trade of summoners for actually both teams. Flash for flash in the top lane. No summoners on the bot side for the red team here, and I mean the only summoner available in bot side is actually heal on Kami. So wow, crazy events. I think a lot happened. I think Arvid saw what was happening in the bot lane, attempted to make something happen in the top side, but if you saw the wave, it was really largely stacked towards the tower of Kevin Best SSD. Meaning that he couldn't really set up for the gank and was forced to use the flash in order to land the taunt. Of course, blowing the flash, I think, I mean, if you look at the way the lane has panned out, the flash on the Aatrox is probably more valuable than the Shen. So, yep, so I'd say, oh, actually trade in the mid lane here.
The root is gonna land on the RD pillar in the front of her, and this is gonna be first blood secured by Arvid. Arvid, the SLE champion, coming in hot here as multiple successful ganks by him already.
Yeah, two force flashes and the first blood for Arvid here. You know, before
this will be a kill, huh? Yep, it lands. Yumi
Arvid
is
is behind
out of Israel. And that's gonna be one kill, then gonna look for another one. Arvid is behind, looking to turn this around. Gonna land a great pillar as well. Down goes Kami. Arvid keeps chasing. Jarvan sees blood in his eyes, but not gonna kill this Israel. Samuel is lurking around, gonna use the blast count over the wall, but decides against dive possibility. Ezra's gonna survive, but good plays by junglers all around.
Yeah, both junglers turning up the heat in the early game here. I think fantastic play first in the mid lane from Arvid to punish this Ahri. I think before level 6 is the best time to gank this mid lane. Up until as soon as level 6 hits, both these champions are close to impossible to gank. And I don't know if you saw there, this is something, you know, great Toronto players do. They hold on the pillar until you use your escape. As soon as the flash was burned, went the pillar, and the pillar was perfect. Sort of knocked back the Ahri into kill range. Picked up first blood there. Then bot lane, we had a gank. It was Jarvan landing the EQ onto 2. You know, the Yumi went down to the Lucian, but following that, Arvid was right there once again, landed a fantastic pillar, pushed Lucian as close as possible to his tower, you know, and he grabs 2 kills for himself. Great play from both junglers, I will say, but definitely Arvid getting the better of the entire phase here. And I think, well, I'm very impressed with Arvid here. I think just to provide some behind-the-scenes context, this was a player... Oh, actually, never mind.
And the Jarvan is here, forces Shen's ult. LeBlanc does not communicate the Shen's ult with her team, so she's gonna run out of it. Shen saves her LeBlanc, but maybe could have done a little bit more with it.
So I think what just happened was Shen ulted LeBlanc's clone, hence why hence why there wasn't a actual follow-up. I think if the Arvid is mid again.
Arvid's mid again. Samuel's gonna use his dash a little bit offensively, gonna challenge Arvid to secure this this kill, but nothing's gonna come out of it so far.
Nothing's gonna come out of it, but the wave is absolutely horrendous for this R. You have none of your defensive tools, no TP either, so this is where LeBlanc gets control. Oh, I think he's dead.
He's gonna lands the Ignite, and it's gonna be a solo kill for Mad Knight. Yeah. He has arrived.
Yeah, as I said, no defensive tools for Ari, no mana either, no TP, and the wave was in a terrible spot. This is the case where you need to call your jungler to help you shove the wave in. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like that was the case, and LeBlanc with a fantastic punish. I want to commend that it is so valuable to be able to, especially for LeBlanc players, right? So valuable that Mad Knight is able to identify this is the kill angle for me. I have the ignite. You know, he did exactly the perfect combo as well. It was chain into double Qs, yeah, solo kill for. Wait, oh, the scoreboard is bugged. Right, scoreboard's bugged. Sorry, kill over to. I was like, wait, what? She got an assist for that?
And solo assist by LeBlanc.
Solo assist by LeBlanc. No. Yeah, all good.
It's fixed now.
Fixed now. Yeah, solo kill in the mid lane in a losing matchup, but as I said, this is how LeBlanc is supposed to be played. In all your bad matchups, I mean, there are some matchups where it's like there's nothing you can do, but in most of your bad matchups, there are angles for you to make the outplay, and just show it there. That was the angle for Mr. Mad Knight as he pulls ahead in this mid lane. But yeah, I think so far we've seen both junglers really going at it, trying to make plays all over the map. I'd love to see this, and there seems to be another play happening
It's
soon.
gonna be a 3v3 as both junglers are here to set up. Blue team, as in SGI, knows that this jungler is here, or is there a pink ward? I'm not sure.
Oh,
Who is
Arvid.
gonna face check? Arvid is gonna face check. Gonna be collapsed on by
Wait.
SGI, but it might not enough. It is enough. Lucian and Nami is too huge right now. This cat is in trouble. She's gonna get run down. Lucian flashes forward, secures the kill, and that's 2 more kills for SGI as they win this 3v3.
Yeah, and although the Trundle probably was stronger than the Jarvan, you can't disrespect the Lucian Nami. Oh my god!
Oh, it's another kill. SGI is really targeting this bot line, and they are succeeding with it. And looks like Yumi has connection issues.
Okay.
We get to have a little bit of a breather.
we gotta breathe. A fantastic EQ flash. Is it Hatune or Hatune? Hatune? Hattune. I feel like his name is a combination of the word hat and tune, so I'm gonna call him Hattune. Anyways, fantastic EQ flash combo from Hattune, and yeah, no, I want to touch on this 3v3. As I said, Arvid, you were probably stronger than the Jarvan, but you have to respect the Nami illusion. The damage was massive over there. You know, and you compare that to Ezreal Yumi. Ezreal Yumi, they need way more time before they can even think about engaging in any form of a contest. And on top of that, look at the CS numbers, 78 farm to 49. This is an absolute stomping at the moment from the SGI bot lane. And I think just off that, Lucian Nami, they're going to be looking to take this game over from here. I want to point out, despite Arvid having a great early game, making things happen on the map, if you look at his laners, LeBlanc is the one ahead by a kill, obviously, which is fantastic. But on the other two sides of the lanes, it's looking really rough at the moment. You have a Shen who's down almost like 30 CS. You have an Ezra who's also almost down 30 CS and 2 kills. What's the route back here for the other team?
Oh, I kind of expected Altera Astaroth to be a little bit weaker in this early game. As long as they don't let this goal lead go out too much, get too overwhelming, I still think that they have the late game tools to win this. Nami Lucian, famously strong in lane, harder to execute in mid to late game. So far, it's looking stellar for Kami and Telto. So they will need to keep the pedal best and keep forcing these plays, because if the game slows down, Altera Astaroth has all the chances to slowly poke with Ezreal, with Yumi, with LeBlanc dashing in and out, and if they are able to get these picks before the objective fights, I say they have all the chances. But yeah, a little bit of a breaks moment for Altera.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, big thing I touched on at the start of the game was that you have a bot lane here where you can genuinely set up permanent dives, and it was super early on in the game, but this Jarvan had a tune. He was there. He was like almost to the tier 2. So a lot of pressure onto the bot lane here, Ezreal Yumi, and you know, what do you essentially do here? Like, are you gonna have to call for help? Like, is this where we get Mad Knight involved? I feel like he could be the difference maker in some of these fights, right? It's like I think 3v3 right now between Jarvan, Lucian, Nami against Trundle, Ezreal, Yumi. It's pretty tough. However, if we're adding a LeBlanc who's ahead, like especially looking at the items, right? You have LeBlanc who's building towards a mythic item first, and Ari's forced herself to run the Merc Treads. In terms of combat stats, Ari is very lacking behind right now. And if we engage some 4v4, I'm assuming around the next Dragon objective fight, yeah, could we see a different outcome with this LeBlanc?
Maybe. This LeBlanc is very strong. Once she finishes her mythic item, I think she can one-shot this AP mythic item going prioritizing Nami, as well as Lucian is also, if he's not looking at his screen, as we sometimes do, is one-shottable. Ari is already going for some defensive items, starting with the Mercurials. But I just want to note one thing. This way, our producer Dreadpool is going around the map. Reminds me of Counter-Strike 1.6. When you die, you kind of just like
you can look around the map.
Fly around the map with your. Yeah, really reminds me of that. But we are gonna come back in this game as Yumi has reconnected, and game is gonna resume.
Yep, game is back. Now, if anyone has sort of forgotten what's been happening, we have had a bit of a crazy early game. Oh, I guess we're not back yet. Maybe this is a spectator bug. Yeah, I think this is a spectator bug. 1 second, everyone.
We can steal.
There we go. We are live too. Okay, right. So for anyone who has sort of forgotten what has happened. Crazy early game, both junglers getting heavily involved. Ooh, that was... Sorry, I was watching on the stream. But yes, so looking at the gold lead, SGI are pretty far ahead right now. And they have a team combo, they can accelerate this to a point where, you know, if you are this early, like sort of slow scaling Ezreal Uni, there's not much you can really put up against this this powerhouse, especially now that they're ahead. But I wanted to actually ask you before the unpause, as hang on, I saw myself as Mad Knight.
I think here they are gonna focus on this LeBlanc. LeBlanc is gonna be one shot, and down goes Mad Knight. Arvid is in trouble as well. Yumi is trying to do her best to save her. Flash is over the wall the moment Shen is ulting her. Arvid goes over the wall as well. Shen taunt lands on the massive heal by Yumi is gonna save Arvid from certain death. Sam oversteps just a little bit, but gets punished for it. Eventually, a 1-for-1 trade in something that looked so bad for SGA, for Alter Astaroth at the beginning.
Yeah, I think, although it's a 1-for-1, they will be able to get themselves access to this herald unless there is a contest, and it seems like there isn't. But yeah, 1-for-1 is not what you're looking for in a scenario like that. Ezreal is just gonna fly through. Oh, actually does decent damage. Oh my. Okay.
No, nothing's incoming.
I thought Tailtoe was about to do some crazy frontline Nami stuff, but yeah, no, that was looking so good for SGI up until the point where it's like you have a Merc Treads Ari, probably forgot that she was just sitting on the Merc Treads and did not have enough damage to finish off the Trundle with a Yumi on top of her. But nonetheless, I think kill going over to the Ari is probably the best case scenario there. Will help her pull back into this lane a little bit, and but before that was gonna happen, I wanted to ask you, you know, right now you're in a situation where I'm sure yourself have seen this movie many times before. You're having to play weak side ADC, split push side lane Ezreal. What's sort of usually in your mindset when you are this Ezreal here?
We'll just look around the map, constantly pay attention, because this strong Lucian Nami is gonna most likely ask for maybe a jungle assistance to set up a dive, as we are looking to see right now. Smart ward by Ezreal, gonna scout this out, and yeah, Ezreal saves his life, but SGI keeps prioritizing this bot lane and is gonna secure the first turret of the game. Difficult job for Ezreal. We surely can tell that he's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with these towers falling, yes, it is more gold over to SGI, but it does definitely make the Ezreal's life a bit easier. Can stand in more safe
That is
positions. As we see here, I'm not sure if this is the optimal matchup assignment. You want to have like LeBlanc against Aatrox is quite a rough one. As we can see, LeBlanc is like almost dead. But yeah, nonetheless, I think we're gonna enter a state of the game where SGI is gonna have pretty much comfortable control of the map, unless LeBlanc is in a certain area. Unfortunately, LeBlanc is up against. They put the LeBlanc against Aatrox, which is right now he is one of the stronger members in the game. So not advisable. I mean, yeah, she's gone back to mid lane, but she's half HP. Yeah, we're gonna see full control from SGI over the map, and it's gonna be a case of you want to try buy time for this Ezreal to get back into the game, but it's probably going to be a long time before this Ezreal can do much. And the thing that you're concerned with is like, you know, is it too little, too late? Is it even worth it to buy time for an Ezreal? Like, yeah, this is a tough one. I'd say, if you are SGI, this is where you want to pump the gas really and push your lead as much as possible. As we see, they're trying to set up something here in the blue side jungle, but I don't think anything's gonna happen. Yeah,
It's really all on this. It's really all on Arvid actually.
Oh.
As our split one SLE champion. Ezreal is gonna look for some damage back at this Jarvan, who shows up in his lane and decides to disrespect him like that. But yeah, Arvid, as mentioned in many times, SLE split one champion. He has the experience, he has the skill. He will have to, and look at this, LeBlanc is gonna try to go for a kill. Not gonna do enough, but he sets it up perfectly for this Arvid play again, and that's gonna be a dead Lucian. Shutdown goes over to wait, who got it?
LeBlanc of it. No, wait, what?
LeBlanc got it. Yeah, the scoreboard is.
Scoreboard's bugged. Wait. Yep, LeBlanc.
Oh, and LeBlanc dashes out, but the Jarvan ult is gonna follow her under the turret, and that's Hatun scoring yet another kill for his team. Hatun is silently having a great game as well. We've been praising Arvind a lot, but Hatun is there right there with him as Shen start is gonna land.
Oh no!
First bad pillar by Arvid of the game. This time it's not gonna get them anything more, but maybe better for them as SGI was there to punish it if they would have gone for that. Like,
yeah, I was expecting a bit of a stale period for a while, but instead we got chaos. As in the mid lane, I think. Oh wait, what is going on here?
Samus really in trouble behind enemy lines. Is gonna be forced to use the ult, but so is the fish. Fish got baited. I'm not sure what happened there. Ari is gonna ult out, but Nami gets left for sacrifice.
I don't know what happened. I just saw 1 HP Nami on my screen get killed, but she got raided by yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, as I said, chaos has happened. I think Mad Knight went for a bit of an aggressive trade, bit off a bit more than he could chew, but thankfully he had the Shen ultimate to help him out.
Somewhat planned, maybe with
I would be very surprised if that was planned.
But it worked out. Yeah.
It worked out because I mean the thing is I think if the Lucian ult was positioned slightly better, I think Mad Knight actually would have gone down. But yeah, Stand United came in clutch, and then they picked up a shutdown on the Lucian. And then I don't know what happened with Nami there, but seems like Nami also got dropped pretty low and was taken out. Kill. The scoreboard's bugged, I think, so I'm not sure who the kill went over to. But oh no.
Well,
Do you
with the scrubber, but Lucian is gonna dash over the wall and gonna try to kill this
Wow.
Arvid Trundle. Not gonna be enough, but he's gonna force through ults. Two ults, Mad Knight's going in, the chain lands. Lucian is gonna try to call this Trundle. Flashes forward by Sam. He does not have the ult, but Arvid is on a running mission as he is trying to escape from all of this team. Meanwhile, Rift Canal is gonna be channeled mid lane. Kevin SSD could farms in top lane, not gonna have ult to join his team. Meanwhile, he uses teleport to try to save this turret.
Wait.
We can see this top laner, Aatrox Oat Milk Sipper, is chasing two players here since Arvid is trying to save his cat as well with him running away from a burning building with his cat in his arms. Gonna be able to do it. Aatrox not able to chase him down. Arvid gets out again.
How insane is it that no one died?
Yeah, crazy.
I feel like everyone just used a bunch of spells and no one died, but yeah, Arvid got out. This fight started at Herald and he escaped through bot lane, so that gives you some context.
He hasn't even backed.
He hasn't backed. Yeah, well, I mean, he can't back. This is third Drake if it goes over to SGI, and you know you never want to put yourself in a position of pressure. You know, ultimates are coming back up as well. I can't imagine
they cannot contest this. They have to give it, but they are
walking in.
Contest this. Arvid won't survive, but maybe he will survive. Stun United comes in clutch, but finally Sam secures a kill on Arvid. He had like all of the lives that the cat could have given him, but they were running low, and that was not enough. Drake. And finally a kill on Arvid goes to SGI.
Yeah, I think that marks the start of the end for Altera. I think this is where the game becomes significantly more difficult for you. You know, I think you are on Soul Point now. If you are SGI, you're putting on the pressure. This is essentially where it's like you're starting to approach the closing moments of the game, and you know, look how strong some of the members are on SGI. I think it's getting slightly out of hand, and there's just not enough damage from Altera Astaroth to deal with this incoming onslaught, to be honest. And yeah, this Ezra is gonna need like probably like 10-15 more minutes before he can really start causing an issue, but as of right now, he's in a tough spot. I don't know how much damage you saw Arvid took there, but the carries on SGI are really strong right now. I think if you are this LeBlanc, you have a lot of pressure on your shoulders. You know, you're playing a champion that it's difficult to execute LeBlanc into this team comp, and you're doing essentially your best, but it's just not quite enough at the moment. I think if I'm LeBlanc here, I'm definitely crying out for some other form of damage or help from your team, just to pull these fights over the line. But it's going to be a long time until that. And so, yeah. Do you want to point out Samvel? You know, he had a really rough early game, getting solo kill. I think it was 0-3 at one point. He's pulled it back now with the help of his team. 2-3. He's got a shutdown for himself, I think. Good purchase to go for Merc Treads. Baron minions being pushed into the mid lane. Fortunately, if you are Altera here, you do kind of identify that you're not really playing against the Siege comp, but also you don't have wave clear yourself. So I don't really know what
it's gonna be a difficult task for Altera Astaroth here. I hardly see angles, but maybe they can do it, as Arvid is gonna get absolutely deleted by this solution. Nami combo. Shen is there trying to tank something for a team. It's gonna be a double kill for Lucian. Maybe he can go for more. Flashes over the wall by Nami. All of them going in. United team in their onslaught, and this is gonna be the game most likely, unless Mad Knight has something to say about it. Mad Knight goes in,
does get the kill.
Secures one kill on the Lucian. It's gonna hurt their pushing power, but they still have Baron and some good AD champions to secure this, I'd say it might be. It's actually gonna be close. Arvid just has respawn. Can he stop them? Can he stop this onslaught? He's gonna go with it. Gonna get hit by the Nami bubble. He's gonna be engaged by all of the damage by SGI,
Oh,
but
wait a minute,
gets an
Arvid?
actual shutdown. Arvid, by getting hit by everything, actually turns it around. Trundle, SLE Trundle, believe.
SLE Trundle. Yeah, Arvid does save the day, but he was sort of the one he got caught to start all that chaos. But yeah, Arvid does save the day. Oh my gosh, this Lucian Nami is doing a ridiculous amount of damage. It's not even funny, and you know, on top of that, this Aatrox is only getting stronger. Got the Eclipse now. Yeah, as you saw there, I think SGI identified that they don't have to be scared. They can overstep their welcome. Yes, they don't close the game out. They don't, you know, they do lose one in the Oh my lord, what the hell?
By cat. Lucian dashes in and slams the cat. Down goes Yumi, 4th death of the game, and it's gonna be 6th kill for Lucian. Kami has really impressed me. He has been able to pilot this solution, and yeah, has not looked like outscaled Lucian, how Lucian Nami often looks, and has kept pedal to the metal, as they say.
Yeah, pedals to the metal.
He's looking for another kill, gonna force ult from Kevin Best SSD,
Yeah.
but Lucian's gonna be able to react to this now.
Yeah, I think Arvid Fnatic member trying to utilize the pause maneuver here. Sorry. Trying to utilize the pause maneuver, but I think this one's a little bit too late. If you are, you know, SGI here, you definitely have to be proud of yourselves. You know, at the end of this game, I'm expecting the entire top side to be, you know, licking the feet of their bot side, you know, feeding them grapes and cooling them down with big banana leaves. But if you are Terra Astaroth, this wasn't necessarily a poor game. I just think in terms of draft, you drafted yourself pretty much 3 losing lanes, and I think it was very, very.
Lucian is gonna try to go for the Trundle kill. Trundle gets out as Shen's ult is forced. But yes, I'd agree with you. It was a close game. Arvid was buying his team so much time with the plays and the run around the map that he did. But critically, the 3rd Drake fight, I'm not sure if they had to do it. I feel like there was too much gold in the bank, so and we can see here Lucian is gonna go for another kill, but gonna be jumped by everyone. Dodge is there engaged, but well, kills Shen, trades 1 for 1. Maybe Alter can trade this. Maybe they can turn this around. Not gonna be enough for this. Ezreal survived. Flash 3rd Q for Aatrox. Altera is dying all over the map. Lucian might have died, but that's not gonna be enough to turn this teamfight around. And SGI is gonna finish this game and finish round 2 with another victory in SLE Plains.
Yeah, 2 wins for them. They are looking like one of the powerhouses coming into this Plains, and I think, yeah, just that last fight there, as you said, the Lucian fell down. You took down the strongest member of the team. Unfortunately, you're so far behind that everyone else is stronger than everyone else on your team. So, yep, game going over to SGI. I think it was, I mean, as you said, it wasn't like a stomp. I think there were definitely points in the game where it was close, but I think the biggest factor for me was the draft. I think, you know, as I said, 3 losing lanes. Arguably, the mid lane matchup is a skill matchup, but it is Ari favored. It's not LeBlanc favored. And on top of that, you take Ignite, so you're essentially banking on the fact that you stomp the lane. I think he did fantastic into the Ari. Got a solo kill. I mean, what is interesting is I feel like the mid lane for both teams was quite irrelevant. I mean, just looking at some of the damage numbers, it's not common. You see both mid laners dominating the lower end of the damage charts, but you know, this game was all about the jungle, in my opinion. And I think if you're SGI here, the one that took the cake was the fact that you had a draft that, you know, Jarvan can play around, whereas I think for Ultra Astaroth, you know, if you're playing Trundle here, I mean, the fact that Arvid did manage to make something happen this game was very impressive.
MVP vote is live. Make sure to open it up in Twitch and vote for your MVP of the game. I'm quite sure you won't vote for any of the mid laners, Adrian, but which one would you say was the MVP of this game?
Well, I mean, okay, no, I wasn't trying to say both midlaners played like bad or anything. I don't think either of them played. I don't think either of them played bad. It was just more like it's not much you can really do, to be honest. I mean, especially if you're LeBlanc. I mean, I would say Mad Knight did outperform Samville. But in terms of MVP, I would 100% give it to this Jarvan. I don't think there's a single doubt in anyone's mind that this early game was about the two junglers. They were the two players in both teams making things happen. Of course, as I said, the draft was favorable for Hatun, but at the end of the day, he used it best. He used it to the best of his ability. And I mean, of course, Kami was huge. I think he's a very close runner-up to this MVP. But I don't think he would have been in that position had it not been for Hatun's presence on the map and his impact in the bot lane.
I would agree with you. Yet another beautiful performance by junglers on Jarvan. I would say Jarvan has been the new talisman of SLE, as these Jarvans are outperforming these channels. Maybe it's split 3, it's SLE Jarvan.
Well,
So
I mean,
I can hear Rengo being very happy about it.
I do actually think Jarvan is one of the better picks into jungle. Things like Pillar you don't get affected by that one too much. You can, I mean, of course, Trundle I think can interrupt EQ with Pillar, but that's very difficult in comparison to like, you know, if Trundle Pillars and you just EQ away, right, or EQ through it. So yeah, I think Jarvan is one of the better picks into Trundle. So, you know, hey, who knows? Maybe we have a new contender for the SLE champion of the split. And I'm not talking about whoever wins. I'm talking about, you know, the mascot of the split. But yeah, I really liked this game. I think it was a good showing from both teams. I think. Are we going to have an interview with the winner? Yes. So if anyone from SGI wants to hop in for an interview, I think you join the waiting room and we'll drag you in. But yeah, I think both teams should walk away from this with big lessons to learn. If you're SGI, your lesson is that your jungler is hot as fuck and that you should suck his dick. Oh, I'm not allowed to be saying that.
Okay.
I think if you are Altera, I keep forgetting the second part of the name. If you are Altera Astaroth here, you definitely shouldn't beat yourself up about this game. I think, you know, a lot of it was draft, and a lot of that can come to things like preparation. Maybe, you know, it was busy schedule and everyone's week, or, you know, sometimes you don't get the preparation right. And I think it was the case that the preparation wasn't quite on point. But yeah, they definitely performed decently strong. I think Arvid specifically should hold his head up high, and he did well. As I believe we have the SGI mid laner Samvo coming in for the interview. So yeah. Someone drag him in. Oh, there he is. What's up?
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, even though it was a bit of a long day.
Yeah, I can imagine. But yeah, no, congratulations on the win. That is 2 wins for you now in the play-ins. Of course, definitely first question coming out from me. The matchup was looking quite rough on your end. What was your mentality to sort of hold your own from that?
Well, I mean, I felt like, wait, who's their mid laner? Like Mad Knight or something? It felt like he's not really comfortable with the matchup like early, but maybe he actually played it right and I was playing it wrong. So yeah, I don't play much Ahri. I know I kind of need to have it in the pockets, but this time I just played what the team needed, and we decided we needed Ahri, so I played her. And I guess I landed a couple charms, so it was fine. I did my part, I guess. But,
yeah, I think
Hattu was just smurfing.
Yeah, I think in the end of the day, I think it was a case of you sort of neutralizing the LeBlanc at the.
Yeah, I was trying to, for sure. I was just following the calls, going side lane when I needed to, and
Yep.
following to heralds when I needed to. You know, I was
Yep.
just being a ward with a charm.
What are the I mean, you did
Yeah.
have some decent fights, I think. So, but
Yeah.
do want to ask, you know, your team, you know, as Mick has said, and as he rated you guys, you are at the higher end of the SLE. You know, 2 wins
Yeah.
now in play-ins. What's the expectation for your team going into the rest of the split?
Well, obviously we're gonna face some changes. Our jungler Kirin just left, and we need to find a new jungler. Maybe Hatune can actually play for us next week, but obviously we would like to find a new jungler. But for now, we'll wait and see. We had a bit of a talk with the team about like how to go forward, and I mean it's still ongoing. So we will be having some talks, and we will also be reviewing this game to go forward and hope things smoothen out in some way.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I hope everything works out for you there. Looking.
Sam,
Oh yes, Mikas.
I want one question. Sam, it's been difficult for SGI in this past week, right? The jungler gets injured, then
Yeah.
after that some other roster problems. What do
Yeah.
you say to your team going into this game against a very respectable opponent? How do you cheer them up? What would be your words to them to make them believe that it's still all fine?
Well, I mean, what we did before this game, we gathered an hour before to just talk it out, which is real talk, what the situation is and what kind of options we have, and then we kind of voted on what we want to do, and you know, get the team feeling back even after a big loss like that, jungler leaving. That's what we did, and we kind of gathered ourselves. We were having fun this game, and it kind of showed, I think. So yeah, I mean that was the process, and it seemed to have worked, but a long way to go still.
Yep. I do have one last question. Now that you are progressing well throughout the split, are there any teams you have your eyes on that you would like to play and contest against?
I mean, obviously we want to beat Gucci, but we can't play them in play-ins.
Yeah.
We want to take down Reef for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They have some shiny ranks in their OPGG. I don't know any of the names, but they have some shiny ranks there. I'll just flash them my terrifying Ari, and they'll for sure lose to us.
Yeah, I would love to see you guys play against Reef. I think that would be a fantastic game. And as for our side, I'd like to avoid playing you guys as much as possible because you guys definitely look scary. But nonetheless,
we'll come for you guys.
Oh gosh. Yep. Well, congratulations on your win. I hope everything works out for you and your team, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Yeah,
Congrats,
thanks,
man.
guys.
Congrats, man. Right. Well, that is the win, and we are, you know, sort of on the cooldown period. So, Mikis, one last question before we close the stream.
I think you're forgetting something, Savannah.
Oh, we're
We
not.
are not closing the stream just yet. We still have Team of the Week to reveal, as well as next round to reveal to see who is gonna face who in next week's games.
I see.
And Team of the Week is here. First time two of same team's members are gonna appear in the Team of the Week, as Lunam is gonna appear for the second week in a row. He had a great game against Black Manta on Victor, outperforming Azir with Victor. I think you called it a losing matchup, Adrian, right? It's not an easy matchup.
It's a skill matchup. Slightly, I'd say 51% favored to Victor because his early game damage is better. But I mean, I remember watching it. He played it insanely well. I think actually, you know, usually when I watch players at this level, I'm kind of just like, what are they doing most of the time? I think Lunim is one of the first ones where I'm like, okay, he's actually pretty insane. Just the way he's like spacing and positioning in lane. So Yeah, very impressed with him.
Yeah, have to acknowledge as well as the great performance on Zeri by Chi. Little bit of a snub for other great ADC performances. Shiki, of course, played a great Samira game, as well as we just saw Kami going very deep on the solution. Another game of the week appearance for this as we talked, how important was the Brown pick in that game against Black Mountain. Did huge plays, and of course you have to pilot the champion to an absolute peak, as Tissima did in that game. Fade helped Redemption start their redemption arc against. Who was it against? It was against the French Inquisition, this recently renamed team. Had a great game on Jarvan, setting up his whole team. And Konatsi, we also, I remember that game quite recently. He was an absolute Gwen nightmare. Outplayed some, outconquered some other great performances in top lane. For example, Asta on the Aatrox, on the lethality Aatrox was huge. But this time, the team of the week is as it stands.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, look at that lineup. That looks absolutely stacked. Yeah, team of the week. And yeah, as you said, these guys all played fantastic this week. I'm excited to see what they can do next week.
Okay, hello. So we're gonna reveal it next round. You guys ready? You hype?
Mm-hmm.
Are you feeling it? Alright, so
Mm-hmm.
if our great producer will pull up the first game or the first reveal of the round 3. Altera Azeroth versus Eternal Blizzard. So Azeroth, we just see in playing, sadly taking the L this game. Have going up against Cheeky's Eternal Blizzard. Are we hyped? What is your expectation, Mikis? You're the man with the stats, the knowledge, the insight on the teams, right? How do you feel?
Oh, absolutely love this matchup. Some of SLE veterans going at it with Shikiorin appearing again. Wait, it says SGI against. I thought it's Eternal Wizard. Never mind. Scratch that. Wait, it is. I'm hungry. Sorry. Yeah, it's Altera Astaroth. We just saw them on stream facing Eternal Blizzard and Shiki Orin. Yeah, Eternal Blizzard going through some roster changes. I'm not sure who is gonna play for them next game. They had Looney, the famous SLE Looney, filling in for this week. Maybe we will have him again. He's always a great pleasure to watch in the jungle. And yes, Altera will be looking to bounce back. Maybe we will have Arvid versus Looney in the jungle. It's gonna be very fun. Mad Knight against Kim Jensen in mid lane. A lot of great matchups all over the place, and for these very well matched teams.
Yeah, definitely, and it will be kind of a deciding factor, right? Because at this moment, both these teams have 1 point. 3 points pretty much means you're 100% into the playoffs, or into Div 1 for the regular split. At 2 points, it's going to be iffy, and you're going to be dependent on the other teams, and probably going to sit with some tiebreakers to play. So, yeah, this is an important match for both these teams.
It's critical for them to get to Division 1, absolutely.
Yeah. So with that, we're gonna go to the second reveal, which is Primordials versus Black Manta. So Black Manta, 1 point. Primordials also 1 point. So it's another one of these high stakes matches where it kind of, if you lose this one, it's gonna be rough. So Black Manta, the experienced team, I feel like they're the most motivated, right, to pull in this point on this match. What's your view on this?
They're absolutely here to get their revenge. They got upset by runtime in this round 2. So yes, they will be. I feel a little bit bad for Primordials, but they would not have been in this situation if they would have defeated their round 2 matchup. So this is what they get in round 3. Black Manta might be the strongest team they could have faced here, as both of them are 1-1 at the moment. Yes, Primordials will have to handle all of the Black Manta's fury for losing their first game of the split here. I wish them luck. Black Manta definitely favorites here.
Yeah, and I think that's well said. And if I remember correctly, both of these teams have a bit of a top lane powerhouse like going on, like the beat me up kind of players. The fisticuff champions.
Yeah,
So
Linus surely wants to scratch that last game he had against Asta and prove that he is much higher level than he showed in that game.
yeah, so yeah, they're definitely gonna be a matchup to watch on top lane this game. And yeah, with that, I think we can go to the next reveal, which is in a second we will see CCG Row versus Redemption. This is the benchmark game for Redemption. I feel like they took one home last week. Now this week they have to show like, can they come up against a bigger team? Row,
It's a tough one. Tough one for Redemption for sure.
this is definitely a tough one for Redemption, but I think if Redemption is definitely the underdog in this one, but if they get to beat Row, I think they show that they deserve that div 1 spot for sure. Row looked like a good team. Sadly, pulled the short straw last round. Had to play against Reef, who I think they kept up pretty well too. But
They
at
did
one
decent.
point, they did pretty well.
Strong early
Decent,
game,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, this is an important one for Redemption mostly. I think, of course, it's important for Row as well, but Redemption definitely wants to show what's worth it here, and yeah, Row just
Big
needs
test
to
for
get this one.
Brady.
Yeah, for sure. This
Big
is
test for them. He's playing Sheepex, I would say one of the premier AD carries currently in SLE. And Brady, a well-established name, gonna need to show up to face this young and up-and-coming AD carry.
yeah. So Brady has to put the money where his mouth is now, saying that he is one of the best ADCs. He has the matchup to show it, and we will see what happens in that match. And with that, we're gonna go to the next game and see if it has just as good of a matchup. The French Inquisition against Altera Excelsior. So Altera Excelsior, I think this is the loose win, right? If I'm
Yeah.
correct here. Yeah, this is the loose win. So the French Inquisition, with all the bad luck they already had these 3 weeks or these 2 weeks, they got a little bit more and have to fight a winner. But is this like the comeback arc, right? Right? They left all the bad behind, and this is where they just flip it around and go on a double win streak.
Well, they will surely have to. No breaks for the French Inquisition, as they're gonna face again a team that is 1-1 instead of 0-2 as they are. They could have drawn last time. They could have drawn Dream Team. That those matchups maybe were a little bit more favorable for them, as well as we would get like the Italian against French matchups. But it's not gonna be it, and they're gonna face Alter Excelsior. Good luck to them. They definitely can take them down. I believe in French Inquisition here, but Alter Excelsior, bit of a favorites going into this one.
Yeah, for sure. But I have high hopes on the French Inquisition mid laner. Looking at his OP.gg, it looks like a flashy man that has a lot in him to drag his team through this war zone of Altera Excelsior, because that's what that team is, right? Excelsior is a war zone to go into. they will throw anything at you. They will build a run it down comp where they just run you down if they have the gold lead, or they will surprise you. So the French are going to war. That's this matchup summed up. So and with that, what is our next battle gonna be? So the next one, it's the Diamonds versus CCG Theta Draconics. So I think this is your one to talk about, Minkus. Oh.
Yeah, CCG Theta Draconis. What did you call before? The short stick, drawing the short stick, as they are gonna face the 2-0 Reef Esports. They just, I would say, annihilated the Draconis annihilated the Primordials in their matchup. So they are 1-1, going in high in this against Reef, but it's not going to be an easy matchup at all. Jomi is going to need to face Kontatsi in top lane. Natsi is coming red hot out of carry performance against another CCG team. So yeah, Reef out here slaying CCG teams left and right, possibly, but that Draconis is going to try to avenge Row falling in last round.
Yeah, so this is definitely gonna be the matchup of the week. Maybe it has potential for it. And Draconics being 1-1, this win is important for them. Reef's win is good. It pretty much locks them in for Div 1. Pretty solid, but yeah, this game for Theta Draconics becomes a little bit do or die. So let's see if the next matchup is do or die as well. So yeah, the next matchup, Lost in Time against Dream Team. With Mikas's controversial tier list, this will be the bottom two teams, right? So
Well, yeah. Well, French Inquisition is currently at the bottom since they were quite. It wasn't sure how is their team gonna go forward. These two teams, yes, maybe at the bottom, but this game is the only, I would say, absolutely statistically correct do or die moment. Because teams with 2-2 going out of the tournament with 2 wins and 2 losses in the playing stage in the Swiss bracket, I think they can still get the tiebreakers. Meanwhile, if you are going 1 win, only 1 win or no wins, there is no chance for tiebreakers. And you're gonna start SLE Split 3 in Division 2. These two teams are both 0 wins and 2 losses, and they're gonna face each other basically for their playing tournament lives, and we will see who comes out on top.
yeah, and as Ludum says, this is the Italian Civil War. Dream Team is Italian as well, right? Yeah.
Both of them are, yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a spicy one. A lot of pasta coming flying towards us in stream.
Oh my god.
But yeah, with that, I think we will be revealing the last two matches here.
Would you just say pizza delivery, Siver, high prior?
100%. I mean, Baker Pantheon coming in hot as well. Yeah, it's 2 more. 2 more.
We'll see.
So.
Oh my god.
With that, we're going to runtime against Intelligence SG. This is a good matchup. I think we actually did get the banger of the week here. This is gonna be a spicy one.
This is definitely the matchup of the week. Yeah, I think both teams have shown insane performance. I think they're both 2-0, correct?
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, so I mean, alongside Reef, this is the cream of the crop, and they are facing off against each other. What I am interested is anyone going to be able to show Lunam up? So far, I feel like Lunam has dominated every game. I think he's now coming up against a player who plays heavily, like as we just heard from the interview, he plays heavily for the team. And as someone who myself, likes to dominate lane phases, the type of player that I actually struggle against the most are ones that are sacrificial and play more for their team. So I think just based off that, this is definitely one of the interesting ones to watch. So yeah.
Yeah, so Lunam, Sam, hit that caps lock key, go into shitpost, say how much better you are than the other laner, and then put your money where your mouth is on whatever day it's going to be played this week. Because, this is going to be all eyes on mid, this game, for sure. Yeah, it's just mid lane matchup here that we're so excited for. Runtime, of course, also having a good jungler. I don't know if Hatun, what his name was, our Jarvan god, will be showing up as well for intelligence, but that would be a great matchup to watch as well. Hatun versus Aaron would definitely be a spicy one. And yeah.
Right, yeah.
Excited.
Runtime informed me. I think Rian wrote to me that I'm not sure if this is confirmed, but Asta is going to be missing next week, right?
Ooh, so the Giga Chat top is not there for a runtime.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but on contrary, Eren is gonna be back, and is the star jungler is gonna be debuting in this SLE planes, these SLE planes in this split, as well as Vion, our our boy, our runtime's captain, is gonna fill in for the top lane. So we're gonna see how he will do against SGI.
Is that an Ornn Malphite duty? Is it coming in on the Malphite nerfs, this matchup? Is it going to be postponed just after Malphite nerfs? But yeah. Or buffs, I mean. Buffs.
Nah,
But yeah.
listen, Vion, I've learned this, right? Vion actually is a S tier player in every position in the game. I don't wait. Has he completed the whole set now?
I think he
He has.
does. Has he jungled? Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
right?
he has. Yeah, he's been playing jungle.
He has played mid. He has played ADC. Has he played support?
Yes, he has played support.
Okay,
This is the last role he did.
this is the final piece of the
He
puzzle
has
before
collected them all. He has built the Exodia.
Vion Thanos.
Tyler one.
Vion Thanos is about to get all the stones, and he's going to become the ultimate villain.
Intelligence about to get snapped. Yeah, with that, I want to thank our great producer for the stream again. I want to thank you, Mikas, for your team of the week, your inputs, your articles, and everything here, and the cast, of course, and you as well as Avonix for casting today's game. It was a pleasure to watch again, and we will see you guys and keep you guys updated with the next game. So have a good night, and see you guys again.
Farewell.
Thank you. See you.